So, have you ever wanted to know how lace is made? So, to give a little bit of background, you've seen recently that we have done a lot of different lace dresses. We had Leonora's dress for Buckingham Palace, and we also had dresses for Royal Ascot. All of these dresses have used authentic, purely directly from the mill French lace. We have teamed up with one of the oldest lace suppliers in France, stocking their laces directly from the mill in our studio for our bespoke brides. We were so excited to be invited into the lace mills to see how lace is made. It's a very long, complicated story, and I don't know even if I'm going to make it make sense, but let me try. Now, this is just the most exciting thing for me. I was so excited to see all of this. So let me show you what we learned and what we saw. So to know your lace is authentically from France, you are looking for the Dentelle de Calais Cordray label. This label is a society of, I think, 6 generations, the stamp of authenticity that their laces are completely from France. Every single thread in these laces are also from France, and as high class as you're gonna get, they are absolutely stunning. The company that we buy these laces through, clients are Yves Saint Laurent, Dior, Gucci. The company that we work with for these have been running the lace mills for 8 generations. Because the family have been obviously having the lace mills for 8 generations, they've got boxes and boxes of old-fashioned designs just written on paper, and they don't even know what these designs are. These ladies are also inputting the old-fashioned write-ups, putting them into the machine to see what the design is. We met the ladies who do this, and what they normally do is work from large pieces of paper, and it's almost like a number grid, and they follow the laces, the lines through of each different thread, because you've got thousands of thread per machine. So the lace goes through and they code it and number it to which thread goes to which area. Input it into the machine. This makes the design, which then makes the boards, as you can see here, which is then sent to the lace mills for it to be made. One that I've got here, which we stock in for our bespoke brides, this lace here, which is still so beautiful and can still be so used in bespoke dressmaking, but this is 1830. This lace design, which has been found by them and then put back into production. It's one of their best sellers. It's gorgeous. So once it's been coded, it makes into these wooden bars, as you can see here. They've got thousands of them, and you need hundreds of them per lace design because each of them correlates to one thread. And as the threads get put through the machine, how the boards work is where there isn't a hole, it's a positive of the design, and when it gets to a hole, the needle falls through the hole to make a negative, hence why you'll get the thread being shown and then the drop and then the thread is not shown. Also, 2 different boards going through the machine at the same time. So you have the warp and the weft of fabric, the pile that goes down and the pile that goes vertical. You have the same with lace. What they call them are the working threads and the passive threads. The working threads are making more of the design in the lace. So you can see here where the flowers are and everything like that. That's the design, that's the working threads going through. The passive threads are more like the holes going through the lace here, which obviously can be different sizes. You'll get different patterns with different sizes of them. So once that has gone through, it's then all hooked up into the machine of these thousands of threads coming through the machine, and they need to in turn link up with a bobbin. Now, with sewing on a sewing machine, you have the thread that goes in from the top, and then you have the bobbin underneath that locks the thread and creates the stitch. Same with lace. You've got bobbins here that go all the way through the machine. To put it into perspective, this machine here that I'm showing has 11,000 bobbins in the machine, as you can see here, and each of them have to be rewound once a week. It's one person's solo job to rewind all of these bobbins in the machine, 11,000 per machine every week. I was like, how on earth can you do that in 1 week? How they do it here, you can see they have the bobbin reel and they have 100 threads coming off this reel of thread to the bobbin, so they can roll 100 bobbins per time to then hook back into the machine. The bobbins themselves are the most expensive part of the machine. You'll see here a little side bit. This machine is set up to create the lace for the next Yves Saint Laurent collection. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning. What I found really lovely and really interesting is that at one point Jean-Pascal was explaining that lace production had gone so far down, especially sort of after the 80s, 90s. It rebuilt a new life after things like Kate Middleton's wedding dress. They bring in a new life to the lace industry, and suddenly it's turned around. Previously, in 80s and everything, people didn't really have lace on their wedding dresses, and it just takes one person and suddenly a whole industry can be revived. It's amazing. What I loved on a personal level is walking into the lace mills. All of the machines have got Nottingham written on them. Personal interest to me, I went to Nottingham University, and that's why that rung home for me. Let me tell you the history about that. Its history begins in curious circumstances. Its legends tells of copying and contraband. The first mechanical tulle looms were developed in England and the turn of the 19th century by John Heathcote, then perfected by John Levers, hence why you get Levers lace. Because of the economic crisis that spread through Britain during the 1810s, in order to get around the French prohibition and imported British cotton, the loom operators of Nottingham decided to move out of some of their machines, which in those days had been made by wood and were easy to dismantle. These technologically innovative machines were smuggled across the Channel, reaching Calais in 1816 and leading to the rapid development and several other tulle weaving centres across northern France, notably Cordray. Hence why we're in Cordray, and hence why you have Calais and Cordray lace. It's the closest off of the Channel that these big machines got to, and that's where the lace industry was born in France. And so that, in a very, very small nutshell, is how lace is made. Now, I am no lace maker. I am sure there's much more to it. We'll be going back and we will get much more information. Please leave below any questions you have, because I can definitely get them answered next time I'm over. These laces are available directly to our bespoke brides in our studios, and they are just beautiful to see. We will also have these coming up online for you to buy directly from us online as well. It's the authentic, beautiful French lace.